Hey Fred, how you doing? See if I can get you as much scenery as I can. That's always nice. Yeah, there's a lot going on in our country here. Um, there were 1 million different cargo ships that were supposed to be shipped by rail, um, and they're not getting shipped. And they're completely overwhelmed right now with this cargo problem and the shipping containers, especially in California. Okay. Ukraine was the #1 exporter of neon chips. Um, and it's basically what that means is it's going to be much harder to get computer chips. Um, to exasperate the problem of the cargo ships, the shipping containers, when I looked into the subject, there were 22,000 dock workers that wanted to go on strike because it's contract time, the union. That would totally exasperate this problem if they did finally go on strike. I didn't follow up on that, but they wanted to. So obviously in this particular area with the cargo ships, shipping containers, it's a very tense situation. I was looking at a website, and you could actually put your left hand on the cursor, and you could see the ships around the world. And China is looking pretty good. They're pretty smooth flowing. Australia's looking pretty good. Florida's looking very good, actually. I just think that God raised up that particular governor for such a time as this. He's only 42 years old, but he's a very competent man, and he doesn't fool. When the job has to be done, he gets it done over there. So that's comforting. I remember, they were talking about a bill over there that passed, and they don't want this indoctrinated woke values, and the bill did pass, but it's only for kindergarten to 3rd grade. And a lot of people stepped in, and they said, well, that really should be up until 12th grade. I agree with that, but that's what the bill said. So I guess 4th graders and 5th graders, they can be indoctrinated, but it was an actual bill that passed. So it's funny because our press secretary, I don't know if she's our former press secretary now, her first name is Jen. She actually said that thing that, remember, we were in our homes for about 12 months, or most people were in their homes for about 12 months, maybe even longer. She said it was planned, and then she quickly changed, and she gave the right word for it. But it's interesting that people kind of, they're on automatic. We are creatures of habit, and she did say that. Then she corrected herself right away. So but while they're talking about putting more restrictions on with that thing that we were all locked up and all that, I hope not. And these people in the scientific communities, you got to remember, okay, they're not elected officials, So when they start postulating and say, oh, this has to be done, you know what? I question that. I really question that. I forgot to say one thing about the cargo ships. They only count up to 50 miles. 51 miles they won't even count. Okay. Um, I hope I'm right on. I keep saying when I come up do these videos that we're on borrowed time right now. We're figuratively on the runway strip. Uh, Jesus is just about to come. Okay. Um, and as I look at the world, it just gives me verification that I am correct. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I got to go with my gut here, my knowledge and my gut. And I just think we are so close to the rapture. I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I want to get rid of all my preconceptions because they could be wrong. Preconceptions could be wrong. Okay? Throughout the past 2 years, the Lord has taken me to the month of Av more than any other time frame. And I still don't know much about it, but He's taken me to that month so many times. And I did do a little research. World War I and World War II started on the 9th of Av. Okay? So that's a very significant time frame. On that, we would be looking at the latter part of August. I believe, I'm pretty sure it would be the latter part of August. Last year, the calendar was off by 1 month. This year, I do not think the calendar is off by 1 month. Okay? So I think it'd be safe to say that the right around the 9th of Av would be very significant. But I just want to speak in general terms. The Lord has taken me to the month of Av so many times that I can't even count. I want to talk about the bird flu. Because as of April 6th, at least 17 million birds have died. And that involves eggs and chicken and turkey. And we eat a lot of that over here. So this flu is spreading actually all over many countries. It's not just the U.S. By mid-January, it was in 23 states. And I'm sure the number is way higher than 17 million now. And here's how it works. If even one bird has the flu, then that whole they have to kill that whole flock. Okay? I mean, they can't keep them around, I think that's the law. Not sure on that, but as I research the subject, that seems to be the way it is. Last time I checked, the state of Iowa had the worst outbreak of 8.2 million. They're the largest producer of eggs and turkeys. They don't want that to go to humans. Yeah, prophecy, and especially the Watchers, it's such a passionate subject. There's so many opinions on this, and I used to have a lot. My opinions are less and less and less now. But I basically share with the audience what the Lord has showed me, okay? Rather than to get into every opinion under the sun, which would just bore you. I don't want to sound like an encyclopedia or anything like that, because I'm not. Got a friend at YouTube, and she said she's having a lot of problems. She just started doing videos, and she'll put the comments on, and they'll turn off, and then they'll turn on, and then they'll turn off, and quite frankly, I don't understand this stuff. I mean, I had a friend come over, and he set up my whole channel originally. I don't even know what he did. I don't even know what he did, you know. But he did. Anyway, back to my friend. She had a dream, and she saw, this was years ago before she got saved. She saw all the planets align, and that's happening right now in the year 2022. And then she saw a beach, and it seemed to be spring or summer. Now that's very interesting to me. I tend to believe that the rapture, the Christian rapture, is destined for the spring or the summer, probably the summer in my opinion, okay? Because the world has to settle a little bit more before this happens. I do believe this is the year of the rapture. So this is what she saw in her dream. People were wearing their bathing suits. They were on the beach. I thought that was very significant. And then she saw a tsunami. But I look for clues like that. When people have this, I know there was a man that had a vision of a tsunami, and he said the Lord told him it'll happen between the 20th and the 31st of August in a given year, but he didn't know the year. This was back in 2012. And I'm getting a lot of clues for the summer. I'll be ready in the spring. But, you know, even when I was not so smart with prophecy, I was never too big on a Christian rapture taking place on Rosh Hashanah. Something held me back on that. I believe that those last 3 feast days are for another purpose. They recycle a lot too. You know, Jesus was born on Rosh Hashanah, and, you know, he was wrapped in swaddling clothes for Yom Kippur, and he tabernacled with men. Then it'll recycle again. But I'm not seeing a Christian rapture on Rosh Hashanah. I don't think it's the time or the season for a Christian rapture. Now, if you believe that, hey, you know, believe it. Even in my non-knowledgeable days, I was very hesitant to subscribe to it. So I think I'll end it here, friend. I don't want to make these videos too long. There's nothing more irritating than a really long prophecy video, especially when it goes into an hour or something like that. People get very restless, you know. So, all right, friend, God bless. I'll see you next time, okay?